Okay, so I thought this would make a good vlog. I have my coat on and my hood. So basically, I'm here and it's raining, so I have to watch my step, but I don't want to slip. But basically, I'm here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I started up at Supercuts, and I'm living with a coworker, and his name's Wayne. He's been kind enough to loan me his bed, and he's sleeping on the couch for about 3 weeks until his roommate moves out, and then I'll be renting his room out. So right now I'm just kind of crashing where I can here in Murfreesboro. I came here because I have family, my aunt, my uncle, and their house was just way too far from Murfreesboro and from Supercuts, and it became conflict as far as them helping me get to and from work. And you know, where they lived was out in the country. And excuse me, like, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm really focusing on not getting ran over and not stepping in puddles and not slipping and falling. And I want to put my hood back on because I really don't want to mess up my makeup. So this is probably going to be one of the weirder vlogs I've done. But I'm just catching the public transportation here in Murfreesboro. So back to that, basically, where I was living in Watertown, Tennessee with my aunt and uncle when I first moved here, before I got the job, was out in the middle of nowhere, on top of a mountain in the middle of the country. And not having a car, you know, before I moved here, they assured me that they could get me to and from work for the first couple of months until I received my first paycheck. Well, they didn't agree with my job. It's a really long story, and I don't want to tell it and seem to be chismoso or talking bad about them, because people are gonna believe what they believe and feel what they feel, and you can just take it with a grain of salt. And unfortunately that's what I had to do, being that they didn't agree with my job due to the fact that, well, that's another thing, people here in Tennessee do not know how to act right. Okay, so that was a difficult walk there. I'm just standing here at this gas station under this awning waiting for my bus. I was trying to get as much covered as I could while I was like walking in the rain, just to show you guys the struggle of relocating, the struggle of public transportation, the struggle of relying on other people. So that brings me back to my other point of basically, to cut to the truth, when I moved with my family in Tennessee, my aunt and my uncle, they found God a few years ago, and I have to be really, I'd say 10 years ago actually, to be exact, but and I have to be really careful how I word all of this, because I love God and I believe in God, and I don't want to say anything to make anybody's opinion different or biased, or offend anybody's beliefs or any of those things. So I have to be very, very careful with this. But basically, when I moved, I didn't realize there were going to be so many rules, as far as you have to go to church, and you can't work on Sundays, and you have to believe this, you have to practice that. So at first everything was okay when I moved there. I went job hunting, they helped me with that, and then I started realizing there was a lot of control issues going on. My actions and everything, basically they were treating me rude, as far as not respecting my beliefs, which are the same as theirs. I mean, I believe in God, they believe in God, you know, but theirs are little intent for where I'm at on my walk, and I have to be so careful here, but they were forcing their beliefs and practices on me, and it was against how I believe. And I could go more into that later, but when I was unable to get Sundays off for Sabbath, which this is a whole another issue, and again, I don't want to affect anybody's opinion or beliefs, but when I was unable to receive Sundays off because I'm brand new and I was training, and it was just a whole personal issue of why I wasn't going to ask for Sundays off, because I felt I was being forced to take the Sabbath off instead of because I wanted to take the Sabbath off, because I'm still looking into all of those things as far as the Sabbath day and a church that I feel comfortable and all of those things. So okay, so I am in the Uber here. I missed the Rover bus that I was telling you guys about. So just here in the Uber, it says I'm going to get to work at 11:05, and I'm scheduled for 11, but it is what it is, and just listening to some country music here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.